So friends, today we are now starting a new function, a new topic that is एनालिटिक फंक्शन। आप लोगों को इस चैप्टर में एनालिटिक फंक्शन के बारे में बताने वाला हूं मैं। बट फर्स्ट लेट अस स्टार्ट विथ इंट्रोडक्शन। सबसे पहले आपको z के बारे में मालूम होना कि z इट इज नथिंग बट अ सेट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर। इसको कॉम्प्लेक्स वेरिएबल बोलेंगे। इफ only one value of w, we are taking actually here w equal to f of z, where w is a function of z. So if only one value of w corresponds to each value of z, then we say that w is a single valued function of z, or f of z is single valued. For example, see this. Suppose we are writing here w equal to z square. So whatever value of z may be, there is only one value of w. जैसे मान लो z इक्वल टू अगर 1 लेते हैं तो w इक्वल टू 1 आएगा, एंड इफ वी टेक z इक्वल टू -1 then w is also 1. So for each value of z there is only one value of w. So here w equal to f of z, that equal to z square, is called a single valued function of z. Now see this another example. Suppose we are taking w equal to z to power 1 by 2. W equal to z to power 1 by 2 or root of z. So then to each value of z there are two values of w. For example, suppose we are taking z equal to 4. So when z equal to 4, so w will be plus minus 2. So here w equal to f of z is multiple valued. इस केस में हम लोग इसको बोलेंगे it is a two valued function of z. And now see the definition of derivative. If f of z is single valued in some region r of the z plane, then the derivative of f of z is defined by this relation: f dash z equal to limit delta z tends to 0 f of z plus delta z minus f of z upon delta z, provided that the limit exists. ये जो डेरिवेटिव की डेफिनेशन है, इट इज फॉर कॉम्प्लेक्स वैल्यूड फंक्शन। आप लोगों ने रियल वैल्यूड फंक्शन में भी इसी टाइप की डेफिनेशन पढ़े हो। देन सी एनालिटिक फंक्शन। फर्स्ट, एनालिटिक एट ए पॉइंट, a single valued function f of z in a domain D is said to be analytic at a point z equal to a if f dash z exists at that point. For example, suppose we are writing f of z equal to 1 upon z minus 3, and we have to check whether it is analytic or not at some value of z. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग को इसकी डेरिवेटिव निकालना पड़ेगा। क्लियरली इट्स डेरिवेटिव विल बी 1 upon minus 1 upon z minus 3 square, and if we put here z equal to 3, so when we put here z equal to 3, so clearly f dash z does not exist. So here in this case we say that f of z is not analytic at the point z equal to 3, or in other word, f of z is analytic at every value of z except at z equal to 3. Then analytic in a domain. If the function is differentiable at every point of a domain T, doमेन के कोई भी पॉइंट पे वो फंक्शन अगर डिफरेंशिएबल रहता है, so then we say that that function is differentiable in that domain. Suppose डोमेन का कोई एक पॉइंट है जहां पर वो फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल नहीं है, that is f dash z does not exist, then that point is called singular point or singularities of that function. A regular function, the term regular and holomorphic, they are same for this analytic function. Now see example. एक फंक्शन गिवन है यहां पर w इक्वल टू f ऑफ z इक्वल टू z टू पावर 1/3. इस फंक्शन का नेचर चेक करना कि वेदर इट इज कंटिन्यूस और नॉट, वेदर इट इज एनालिटिक और नॉट, और अगर एनालिटिक है तो किस पॉइंट पर एनालिटिक है. सो let us first find limit of this function at the point z equal to z0. So limit z tends to z0, f of z, clearly it will be z0 to power 1/3, and it is nothing but value of the function. So f of z is continuous for every value of z0. Now let us find derivative. dw by dz, dw by dz आ जाएगा 1/3 z to power -2/3, or we can write 1/3 z to power 2/3. Clearly this exists here, whatever value of z except z equal to 0. So hence this function is analytic everywhere except at the origin. So hence the given function is continuous and also analytic except at z equal to 0. Now this example prove that the function is continuous and everywhere analytic. So clearly limit of the function equal to value of the function. So f of z is continuous whatever value of z may be. डेरिवेटिव निकाले, माइनस z आ रहा है, clearly derivative exists whatever value of z may be. So f of z is analytic. Now we will see here a very important theorem. दो इक्वेशंस है यहां पर, they are called Cauchy-Riemann equations or CR equations. They are also called CR equations. अभी तक आप लोगों ने एनालिटिक फंक्शन की डेफिनेशन देखी कि एफ ऑफ जेड गिवन है, हम लोग को एफ डैश जेड निकालना पड़ेगा और चेक करना है कि वेदर इट इज एनालिटिक और नॉट, और अगर एनालिटिक नहीं है तो किस पॉइंट पे एनालिटिक नहीं है. इस थ्योरम में हम लोग ये देखने वाले कि सपोज एफ ऑफ जेड गिवन है, ux y plus I times Vxy and check करना है कि whether it is analytic or not. बहुत सिंपल कंडीशन है. del u by del x निकालो, del v by del y, then del u by del y and minus del v by del x. These two equations, that is ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. These two equations are called CR equations, and it is the necessary condition for this function to be analytic. अगर ऐसा होगा, these two conditions are satisfied, then we say that f of z is analytic function. Now see the proof. The necessary condition for this function to be analytic at any point z equal to x plus iy of its domain D is that u and v satisfies the CR equations, that is ux equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx, that is del u by del x equal to del v by del y and del u by del y equal to minus del v by del x. Now see proof. So we have given here W is analytic at any point Z of its domain D. And since W is analytic, और जब W analytic है इसका मतलब f dash Z must exist and unique. That is, it is independent of the path in which delta Z approaches 0. Now, according to definition of derivative, f dash z is given by this formula. Since z equal to x plus iy, so delta z will be delta x plus I delta y. And clearly, delta z tends to 0. It means delta x tends to 0 and also delta y tends to 0. So this f dash z becomes limit. Now we can write here delta x tends to 0, delta y tends to 0. Now f of z plus delta z, it is f of z here. F of z equal to uxy plus I times vxy. The f of z plus delta z will be u of x plus delta x, y plus delta y plus I times v of x plus delta x, y plus delta y. यानी z के साथ अगर z का इंक्रीमेंट लेते हैं तो x और y के साथ में दोनों के इंक्रीमेंट लेना पड़ेगा. Then minus f of z, this much term is f of z upon delta z. Delta z means delta x plus I times delta y. We can write again इसका real part, these two terms. It is real part and these two terms are imaginary part. तो real और imaginary को separate कर दो. This much term is a real part of numerator and it is imaginary part of numerator upon delta x plus I delta y. Now let us separate the limit here. So it is limit of real part plus limit of imaginary part. Let us suppose that It is number 1. Now, let us consider two possible approaches in which delta z tends to 0. First possibility, let us suppose that actually we are writing here delta z equal to delta x plus I times delta y. So in the first case, let us assume delta z equal to purely real. It means imaginary part equal to 0. So delta z will be equal to delta x and delta x tends to 0. So in equation number 1, replace all the delta y by 0. So it will become f dash z equal to limit of delta x tends to 0 u of x plus delta xy minus uxy upon delta x plus I times this. Now see this definition. आप लोगों ने पढ़े हुए डेफिनेशन कि लिमिट डेल्टा एक्स टेंड्स टू 0 f of x plus delta x y minus fxy upon delta x. It is nothing but partial derivative of f with respect to x. So here it is del u by del x. Same here, it is nothing but del v by del x. So f dash z becomes here ux plus I times vx. So since f dash z exists, so therefore the above limit exists, which in other word means that ux and vx exist. Now see case number 2. Now let us suppose that delta z equal to imaginary. We are taking only imaginary part. It means that real part equal to 0. So again, same case. Delta x 0 rakh do. So, and delta z will be equal to I times delta y. It is I times delta y only. Take 1 upon I outside. And then remaining term is nothing but del u by del y plus second is I times this I will get cancelled here del v by del y. This 1 upon I can be written as minus I. So let us suppose that it is number 3. So also by definition, we know that the limit should be unique and hence the two limits in number 2 and number 3 should be identical. So we can write it is number 2, here number 3. Now let us equate here their real part. So ux will be equal to vy and vx equal to minus uy, or we can write uy equals to minus vx. तो किसी भी प्रॉब्लम में अगर f of z ऐसा गिवन है इन द फॉर्म u प्लस आई वी और इसको चेक करना है कि वेदर इट इज एनालिटिक और नॉट, सो सिंपली you have to find ux, vy, uy and minus vx. So if these two equations, that is Cauchy-Riemann equations, are satisfied, then this function will be analytic. So friends, let me stop here now. Next lecture में मैं और कुछ इसके प्रॉब्लम्स और थ्योरम लेके आने वाला हूँ।